Welcome back, everybody. So my next movie review for you is Batman Forever. So Batman Forever was released in 1995, directed by Joel Schumacher. We also get a new Batman in here, or a new character, or a new actor playing Batman, and a few new villains as well. So we have Val Kilmer as Bruce Wayne and Batman. We have Chris O'Donnell as Dick Grayson and Robin. We also get introduced to a couple of new villains, Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, and Jim Carrey as the Riddler. We also have Nicole Kidman as Dr. Chase Meridian as Batman's love interest in this movie. Now, before I get really into depth with this movie, I will say this movie came out when I was about 11 or 12. So at that time, I was just like, oh my god, there's a new Batman movie coming out. I must go and see it. I had all the posters. I was watching all the trailers or clips that were on the TV, like the promotional clips you get in ads. I was just like, oh my god, I cannot wait to see this. Now, I went to go and see this movie and I walked out the cinema and I went, oh my god, that's absolutely brilliant. I need to go and see it again. And I did. It wasn't until about 5 or 6 years later I realised exactly what was wrong with this movie. First major problem with this movie is the fact they've gone in a completely different direction than the first two. It's lost its darkness, it's lost its grittiness, it's become more of this campyish kind of style of which reminded me of the 1960s series. They just gone in a completely different direction, especially if they had kept the darkness, if they had kept Tim Burton as the director and introduced Two-Face as a villain in this and went on the same tones as the first two Batmans, it would have been, I think, a very, very good movie, especially with Two-Face. It would have been fantastic in my eyes. The introduction as Val Kilmer as Bruce Wayne and Batman, he was a very, very good Bruce Wayne, but a poor Batman, in my opinion. He lost his darkness in this. This is my biggest bugbear, is they've lost that darkness and grittiness to him. He's now bringing these one-liners in. He wasn't this dark, and he's got this love interest, as in Nicole Kidman, Dr. Chase Meridian, who is in love with a guy in a rubber suit, who can't even see his face, or fascinated by him. I just did not like that pair up in any way, shape, or form. Now, back then, it was a bit different. Now, it's like, really, she did not need to be there. It took away the focus of what. It's a bugbear. Let me put it like that. But with the Batman character in this, it was just like, it doesn't feel like him. He hasn't got that darkness to him. The only point of the movie, or serious part of this movie, is towards the end when you get the flashback scenes of his parents being killed, which is probably the most serious part of this whole movie, to be honest with you. It just, oh, when I watch this movie now, I do struggle to watch this movie. But to do this movie review, I had to watch it, so it's still quite fresh in my mind. So now moving on to other performances in this, I'll go straight on to Two-Face, Tommy Lee Jones. That had so much potential to it, and they did not capitalize on this in any way, shape, or form. Yes, you get a sense of Two-Face's backstory and all that, but it just lacked something for me. With a villain like Two-Face in there, with all of his anger and aggression, it could have. It's just. It was so frustrating to watch this movie, knowing that they have a villain like that in there, and they're not even using him to his full potential, and it really is bugging me. It really does bug me quite a lot, this movie. Jim Carrey as the Riddler. To be honest with you, Jim Carrey just played Jim Carrey, just in a green suit. That is all it is, with corny one-liners throughout the movie. I do like Jim Carrey as an actor, but in this, it was just Jim Carrey playing Jim Carrey like most of his movies, and it's just, it's just frustrating that they got two villains like that and they've joined them together and all that. The plot line in this is pretty mediocre, to be fair. It's not hard to follow. You can see the way it's going to go. It's very predictable in certain places. Other characters' performances in this are kind of mediocre. The visuals in this are very, like I said, very, very campy, and it just didn't look the look of Gotham in there. It's just, overboard too much for me, and it just, these days, like I said, I do struggle to watch this movie a lot, and I don't purposely go out to slate a movie, but knowing when I first watched this movie, how much I enjoyed it, and it wasn't until I got to know the Batman universe more as I grew older, I realised exactly how much they damaged these franchise, or the start of the franchise. I'll be honest with you, Batman Forever compared to Batman and Robin, yes, I'll always choose Batman Forever first. I do find it a better movie over Batman and Robin, which is a review for another day. There's so much I could talk about on this, like the suit. The suit was okay, but not brilliant. The car was, ugh. You know, it's these. I do, to be honest with you, I'm going a bit harsh on the car. I do actually kind of like the Batmobile in this, and the Batwing, and it's just. I could go on for a long time, and I'm not going to. So I'll do it like this. When I first saw this movie, when I was 11 or 12, I would have given this a 10 out of 10 for entertainment factor. It was very, very enjoyable. I really, really enjoyed it. If I was to rate this now, I would give it a 4 out of 10. And the only reason why it's getting a 4 is because of I would just give it a 4 out of 10. I know it sounds like I'm actually hounding on this movie a lot, but if you've seen this movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It destroyed that franchise. It could have gone in a different direction if they had just kept to the same kind of style and tone as the first two movies, and it just collapsed, or it was the start of the collapse of this franchise. So, on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below as normal. I hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care, and goodbye.